Hi guys, I'm Sequence 6 and you're watching Intricacy Enquired. I'll say Corin Bailey, Akira Kaosa, Josh Farron, Marie Vaunt, and myself. I have a few, but I'm gonna go with a shorter answer for this. When I was in Amsterdam attending Luminosity, I wanted to explore the city for the day before. And it was me and my brother together there, and we went to this shop that sold sex toys. We were curious, like, what was that gonna be like there? And we walk in, and the guy at the cash register is very lively and is like, "Hey, how's it going?" And we're like, "Good, how are you?" And he's like, "I'm great. We're having a sale on butt plugs today." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." And he's like, "Are you interested?" And I was like, "We're really just looking around." And I was like, even if I have literally no space to put that. Like, my luggage is completely packed full. And he looks me straight in the face and goes, "There's always space, unless your anus is already occupied." I would say the 5 that are always at the top of their game for me are Simon Patterson, Brian Kearney, Akira Kaosa, Solar Stone, and probably, I don't know, Alan Morris, maybe. He's amazing. I would say both have their perks, but it's really hard to beat something like Dream State or Luminosity. I have to go with Big Party. I don't think it lies with the artists at all, actually. I think it lies with the laws and the stuff with the clubs. I think if it would allow people here in the States who are underage to come in to the clubs, just like in Northern Ireland, where there's 15, 16-year-olds going out all the time, just absolutely loving it. They're not looking for, shitty, like, trashy music. They're loving, Shugs and David Rust and, Kearney and everybody like that. So I think if we would allow that here, where younger people could come into the clubs, then the artists wouldn't have to do anything to attract a younger demographic. They'd be loved as they are. Easy, I would be a chef. I love cooking, I love eating, and I have a pretty damn good palate. Well, it depends on my mood. I can get quite depressed. So if I'm feeling that way, definitely texting. Though I generally don't want to talk to anybody. But if I'm in a more positive mood, then definitely phone call or FaceTime. I think more personal conversations are really important. Most definitely. I haven't been gigging all that long in the grand scheme of things, so I haven't been able to play most of my bucket list events. I would say I would love to play Dream State, Luminosity, Soundbar in Chicago. I love that city. That club looks amazing. Ministry of Sound, of course. BAT in Argentina, or really anywhere in Argentina. Belfast, really anywhere that people want me to be, I want to be there. I think that something really good would be if the artist owns a label, to do like a little introduction series that's more personal to the artist that they've signed. Something less music related, more like interviews like this, where you ask different questions that don't necessarily pertain to that track that has been signed or that specific artist's musical inspirations. Also, if the person doesn't own a label, maybe just sharing their music with people, creating connections with their connections for the next generation of artists, like saying, oh, this track sounds like something that might get on, let's say, Subculture. I'll pass it along to John for you, or that is kind of an example. So stuff like that, I think, is really helpful for the new generation of incoming artists and what the current established artists can help with. I think on a serious note, the issues with racism and sexism in this country, and I'm sure that's the case with many other countries as well. I think that that's something that needs to be addressed, and I think the misunderstood part of that is that a lot of people feel that they can't make any change But in truth, just signing petitions and making phone calls has passed certain laws that have been passed in the past few weeks that are going to change people's lives for the better and make America a safer place for people of color, which is how it needs to be. It's actually very easy for me. All my tracks have a personal backstory behind them. They're all inspired by different points and different experiences in my life. So when I sit down to actually write a track, I generally know what it's going to be called beforehand. So with giving an example, I have a track coming out soon on Grotesque called Her, and it was inspired by my girlfriend at the time. And I wanted to write a track that captured who she was and how I felt when I was with her. So sitting down, I knew that's what I was gonna make, and I did everything that I possibly could to write a track that captured that. And so very simple to just call it Her. Definitely synthwave, synth pop, and indie. I love all those genres, and yeah, take inspiration from all of them. Over, I think that's how it's supposed to be. Two Steps from Hell, Miracles. Literally the best piece of music I've ever heard. There's a few that I still really want to remix, but actually one that I just heard for the first time. It's a brand new track coming out on Interplay Records by Highland and Lucid Blue called Go My Way. And I was blown away by the vocals, but it's slow. So I really want to amp that up and do like a 138, 140 kind of remix, you know, like I generally do. So I contacted Interplay, and my fingers are crossed that they'll get back to me with yes, that they'll allow me to remix it. So I'm really hoping that I can remix that. Yeah, I think it's really unfortunate. The trance scene and dance music in general, I feel like, is fairly male dominated, but trance especially doesn't have very many women. So I really hope that more can come through. I know that there's a lot of issues with sexism in general, as I mentioned before. And yeah, I hope that people will be more accepting and be willing to allow equal opportunities for everybody. I would rather tour by plane because I always get excited in airports and getting on planes. I'm always like, I'm so pumped to get where I'm going. So yeah, by plane. I would rather be a tomato because I am Italian and I love pasta, and I could be made into an amazing bruschetta. I could become a luscious, creamy amatriciana sauce. You know, I could just be roasted and toasted to, you know, perfect mouth-watering delight. Put on some toast, you know. Tomato it is. For tracks that you've heard, I'm gonna say Her. Again, I'm gonna mention that one. That one I'm really proud of because it incorporates kind of all the elements of trance that I really feel represent me: emotion, energy, and inspiration from life, as well as other genres, especially synthwave. You know, those lush, like kind of pads and like shiny but soft kind of noise. But the track that really represents me most as a person is one that is currently in the works right now, and it is my first ever vocal record, and it's gonna be with that girl from South Africa. I'm really excited for you guys to hear it once it's finished, but yeah. That is my choice. But for tracks, if anybody doesn't know who I am, listen to Her. That one will give you a good idea. In terms of really realizing that I was on the right track, I think that was with my first release, Everything to Me. It hit the Beatport top 10 in the Psytrance chart, even though I wouldn't really consider it psytrance. But yeah, that was a moment where I really realized, like, I can do this. And then also Golden Light got support from Aline Fila and Shantias in the same week, and I felt like, damn, yeah, I'm definitely onto something here. Like, I can really stick with this. But yeah, haven't made it. I still have a long way to go, but you know, I'm happy with the progress that I have made. Yeah, I always want to play Miss You by Simon Patterson because that's one of my favorite tracks of all time, but for some reason I can just never find a way to fit it into the set. I don't know why, but you know, I gotta make it a point for the next one. 10 out of 10 would smash. I think I'm gonna be making music until I die, so I think whatever project I was working on at the time that nobody had heard, that wasn't finished, I think I'd want that played. I think that would be really cool to kind of have a part of me that you know nobody had heard yet, as kind of like a way of closure or saying goodbye. But you know, I think if it had to be a track that wasn't mine, once again, Two Steps from Hell, Miracles, the best track ever. I'm currently redoing my studio, so I don't have much in here, but I'm excited to see how it turns out. You know, I'm ordering some wood panels, some more soundproof stuff, getting some new decorative pieces to kind of make this room my own, and not just like a place that I make music. So yeah, that excites me at this time. Actually being booked there, I think I just need a chance to prove that I'm worthy of being toured around the world, because you know I'm hopeful that you know just being given that chance to shine in another part of the world will show people you know what I'm all about, and hopefully I'll get just as good of reactions as I've been getting at the gigs that I've already played. Big thank you to Bakari and Intricacy for inviting me to do this little interview. I really enjoyed it. You know, I've got a lot of upcoming stuff that's very exciting. I have a couple guest mixes. I have some new releases. My collaboration with Corin Bailey will be coming out on Mass very soon. I'm not 100% sure when this video is going to be uploaded, so just keep your eyes peeled for it on my socials or Mass's socials. It's a massive track. You're going to love it. Then obviously my vocal record with that girl that's in the works. I will be keeping you all posted on that. And yeah, you can check out my music that has already been released on my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/sequence-6-1, on Spotify, Sequence 6, iTunes, Apple Music, Deezer. I'm on pretty much all of it, I guess. And yeah, if you would like to get in touch to book me for live streams, or guest mixes, or contact for anything at all, just send me an email, bookings@sequence6music.com, and we will get to talking. All right, thank you all. Stay safe, have a good day, and I will see you somewhere soon. Ciao.